2018 was a year of scandal for the Catholic Church and a year of worries for Pope Francis. His own blind spot on sex abuse conspired with events beyond his control to throw the Catholic Church hierarchy into a credibility crisis not seen in modern times. Francis's troubles started in January on his visit to Chile, when several churches were firebombed and riot police used water cannons to quell demonstrations. The violence stemmed from Francis's appointment of Juan Barros as Bishop of Osorno in 2015. Francis had dismissed as slander allegations that Barros ignored and covered up abuse by Chile's most prominent predator priest.
Pope Francis was slow to act in Chile and elsewhere, and I think this is a year of transformation for Pope Francis. And the lesson is listen to victims.
Francis slowly came around to the victim's view, admitting he had made grave errors in judgment and personally apologized to the victims he had discredited.
He said, I was part of the problem of what I caused this, and I apologize to you.
In July, Francis was battered by a series of high-profile abuse-related scandals. Among them was the removal of former Washington Archbishop Theodore McCarrick as a cardinal. Several former seminarians and priests reported they had been abused or harassed by McCarrick as adults, even as he rose through the church's highest ranks. And investigators found that a decades-old groping allegation by a former altar boy was credible.
Your public service.
Then, a grand jury report in Pennsylvania detailed 7 decades of abuse and cover-up in 6 dioceses.
Priests were raping little boys and girls, and the men of God who were responsible for them not only did nothing, they hid it all.
By the end of 2018, abuse crisis stories emerged almost daily. Vatican watchers are closely monitoring how Pope Francis responds in the new year.
Because Pope Francis sees this as an assault on the dignity of the human person, as well as damage to an institution, that we'll see in the new year a new approach.
In February, Francis is holding an abuse prevention summit. He's telling bishops attending the gathering they must reach out to victims before they get to Rome, and that accountability is very much on the agenda. Walter Ratliff, The Associated Press.